In this video I will be reviewing the Brian Wilson live at the Roxy live album. Just recently this was reissued and for the first time on vinyl as well, so if you're interested in getting this, you might want to check your local record store, they might have it. I recently actually cancelled my order of that reissue, but we'll talk about that and the reasons why and so on at the end of the video, even though it's gonna make this video a bit long and some of you guys do not appreciate it. I constantly get comments that I should shorten my videos, that you could make the same point in just 5 minutes, but hey, this is my channel and I love long form videos, so if that's a problem for you, you don't have to watch the video, so here we go. Okay. So Brian actually did put out a few live CDs during his lifetime. This was the first one because he started his solo performing career relatively late in his career, in his life, basically in the late 90s, early 2000s. So this is sort of a testament or a footprint or a fingerprint, whatever you want to call it, of those early days of him performing live solo. Then he also put out a few years later then the live Brian Wilson Presents Pet Sounds, which is a great live CD. And also then in 2015 or 16, Brian Wilson and Friends, which is probably my personal favorite of his live albums, even though his vocals over here are stronger, but I feel that the band is more tight, or well, they are very tight over here, but maybe that's the wrong word, maybe they are more loose. They are more tight over here and more loose than 15 years later. Plus you got on that one Al, Blondie, Ricky, Billy Hinchy and so on, so it's basically like, you get all those cool voices over there. So anyway, but in this video we will just talk about this. So this is already a reissue, by the way. This is the UK version printed in 2002 and it is a double CD. And there's a long backstory to this, but we will not dive into it because I'm right now going to review all of Brian's solo albums, so I'm sure that we'll get into all of that stuff when we talk about Imagination album and from there on. So I really love it. I think it's very classy, very tasteful, subtle. Back cover follows the same style. Nice group photo of the band and Brian on stage. And yeah, like I mentioned, you get 2 discs. My copy over here is very flimsy. It's broken or something. Maybe it wasn't ever attached. It might have actually been always loose. So yeah, CD1, CD2, they all both look the same, and nice picture behind there of Brian too. And then you get a little booklet with a very nice story by David Leaf from this era and from the gig and all the band members. There's no point in really going through with this track by track because they are all Beach Boys classics. Well, some deep cuts too, but we'll mention a few. They are playing the songs as they were recorded. I would say that with most bands and most rock music that's not necessary, because mostly these original productions are not that special, maybe, like they are more on the simpler side. But when it comes to especially these classic Brian Wilson productions, arrangements and everything, they were perfect already. And if you are not going to do them the way they were meant to be performed, then it's kind of like, what's the point? You're like just destroying a classic. So they are doing extremely precise renditions of these tunes, 60s tunes, 70s tunes. Even like, it's basically like note by note. It's just incredible how well they know this music. And Brian sounds fabulous over here. He is confident, his voice is strong. It's no longer that sort of shouty Brian in the 80s. His voice is smooth, soft, very comforting, and he's cracking jokes, making the audience laugh, and the audience is just eating it up. It's just, audience is going crazy. I love it how it's mostly centered around with the ballad stuff. Let's be honest, Brian did the best when it came to the live settings. And maybe in the studio as well, he did the ballads best. Really, that was his thing. He wasn't really well, maybe in the cocaine days, but otherwise he wasn't really a hard rocking guy. You got even a few bonus tracks on this reissue, and in the new one you got even more. So the bonus tracks on this one, I believe, are, yeah, it's marked over here. So Sloop John B, Barbara Ann, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Help Me Rhonda, and then there's a little interview at the end. And yeah, I was just listening to this, been listening to this now for many days, and it still just sounds amazing. The sound quality is amazing. Mark Lynette recorded it, and yeah, just sounds amazing. If you put it on a good system, you close your eyes, you can imagine being at the Roxy, experiencing the concert. Even though I wasn't there, and this isn't the sort of, even though the main guys are all the same and Brian is the same, I never got to see Brian during this time period. I was way too young, and he didn't. He only came to my country in 2000, was it 16? I think it was 17, probably. Anyway, so like, I only saw Brian from 2012 on, and I got to see him many times since that. But this era is very different from it. Like I said, I feel like the band is more tight in a way that they are very strict with their playing, and it's like, they play amazingly, they play it perfectly. But I kind of like more the later stuff, when they sort of started to do a little bit, they didn't really go too much far away from the original arrangements, but they just gained more confidence, and the band and Brian and the set lists maybe became a bit more interesting later, because it's very heavily relying on the 60s stuff and the classics over here, which makes totally sense. There is some great deep cuts too, like for example Back Home, which is a total sort of oddball thing, but I love that one. Lay Down Burden, which was a recent track and one of my favorite Brian Wilson solo tracks. They even play the Pet Sounds instrumental, Love and Mercy, obviously, which became a concert staple. Brian pretty much played on each show at the very end from this point on, and I think in the later years he kind of got fed up with it, because it was always so hilarious to wait for the moment when Brian would stood up and be like, I want to get the heck out of here, even though the song was still playing. During one show that I saw, it was just super funny. Brian actually watched his wristwatch during Love and Mercy. Oh, it's still going, huh? It's like hilarious stuff. Okay, like, super solid album. If you can find it, there's not really, for what I hear, I haven't heard the album, the reissue, but from what I hear, the main part, the Roxy show itself is the same. Like, it isn't a remaster or anything, it's just the exact same, it's just packed differently. So if you can find this one or the reissue, it doesn't really matter, because the concert is the same. It's just a little bit sad that it is actually not the full show, and I believe Brian played 2 nights there, so it's sort of like a mishmash thing from those performances, so it's not like one single performance. It is what it is, and there are some songs lacking and that they actually played but didn't include, which is then, let's go into the sort of the reasons why anyway, like, it's an essential thing. Okay, I love it, totally love it, and recommend anybody to pick it up if you can. But let's now go into the reissue and why I cancelled my order. The reissue has the CD version, not the LP. The LP version only has, I think, 2 extra tracks on top of these that we already had in the old one. So I was hoping that with the reissue they would then release the full show, but they didn't go that way. They have a bunch of bonus tracks, but they are just, I don't know where they really, or what was the logic behind picking those tracks, because they are coming from different sources. And apparently I cannot, like, this is what I hear, so this is not, don't take my words for granted over here. But for what I hear, the bonus tracks are mixed very strangely. They are sort of pulling vocals from studio recordings, probably using some auto-tune over there to correct the pitch or match the pitch with the live recording. There's probably some AI tools used in all of that process, similar tools that Mark has been using on the, for example, on the Sounds of Summer box set. And when I heard about this news, I was devastated, because the main reason why I pre-ordered the CD version like months ago now was the bonus tracks. I was going to listen to the bonus tracks on a streaming platform now prior to making this video, but I couldn't find them from YouTube. There is like the main album over there, but there isn't those bonus tracks, at least not in my country as of this moment. So I couldn't listen to them myself to actually comment on those. But what I hear about them, they are something that I would not want to listen to ever. And you know, the whole box set thing was kind of strange, because first when they released it, I was so excited about that, because I'm on a quest of getting all Brian Wilson albums on vinyl. It was such a nice idea to press it on vinyl, even with this cool box. But when the prices came in for my country, it was over $90 with shipping for the 3 LP box. And I just couldn't justify, even though I was extremely excited and I really wanted to pick it up, but because they simultaneously actually released the Bruce Springsteen Electric Nebraska box, which is even more expensive than that, and I really wanted to have that. So I was sort of like fighting in my brain, which one should I get? And I ended up just ordering the Brian Wilson CD, the Roxy CD, because that's got more music on it. I already have pretty much all the content that the LP box has, so I felt that that was a little bit like a cash grab thing, that you need to get both if you want to have all the content. You want to be a collector, so it felt a little bit hoaxy. The cover art, the new cover art, which is actually an old cover art by Mark London, and you know, no offense to Mark, I know he's actually watched my videos as well, and I love most of his work, but I do prefer, it's a very nice cover, Mark's version too, but I prefer this one. I think it's just more subtle and tasteful. So yeah, I ended up ordering the CD because it was a lot cheaper, kind of way too expensive still. It was over 30. I think it was like close to $40 or something like that. So super expensive for just a reissue of a live CD show, you know. So anyway, now that I hear the reviews and the word about the bonus tracks, which were the main sort of thing that I wanted to get from it, I'm put off. And the thing is, I've been waiting for it. Like I said, I ordered it months ago, and it was supposed to be delivered to me on the release date, and that was weeks ago, and I still haven't heard a word from it. I have no idea where it is, because it's like it probably hasn't even left the States, because I think this is a sort of pressing that they only do in the States and then they ship them to Europe. But there is not a single copy in my country right now, and I have no news for it when it was supposed to come weeks ago, but no news, no updates. So I just got sick and tired of waiting, because on that same order I already also have the Electric Nebraska box set, and I haven't got that one either. I really want to have it. It's been like months since that was released or something. So it's like, I'm so sick and tired of it. And do I really need to have a reissue, the same stuff, you know, the same concert that I already have over here, and I love it, I have it, I prefer this cover art, and I doubt that if the word is true about those bonus tracks, I doubt that I would ever actually listen to them outside of that first listen. So I'm gonna save up the money and yeah, just cancel the order, and I might pick it up later if it comes actually on stock and maybe if there's a sale or something. So I might even pick up the LP box set because it would look super cool over there. But for that price, it's ridiculous. I cannot really imagine too many people picking it up. And also, you know, it's been kind of irritating because I've been a very rapid follower of Brian's social medias for, I don't know, well, like 15 years or something like that at this point. But I actually had to quit following, for example, his Instagram account now recently because I got so sick and tired of just each time I open up my app, there's the same clips of the same ads for the reissue of Live at Roxy. It's like, this is just, it's spamming. I don't want to see the same freaking ads, and then there's some other stuff too why I haven't really liked the way they've been managing those accounts for the, I don't know, basically since Brian's passing. So I just had to quit following. It was a sad day because I've been so sort of honored to follow Brian's social media accounts, but I had to quit following them because the way they are using them, managing them today is kind of sad. I don't like it. Well, anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Live at Roxy, great live album. If you can find it somewhere, the old one, the new one, doesn't matter, pick it up. It's a great album, must listen, and an essential live album for all of Beach Boys fans. Thanks for watching. See you hopefully soon again on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.